Okay, everybody, welcome back to Metroid Prime 2. And yeah, here we are, going back to Aegon. Yeah, that was kind of a tough call about that one, because there's a lot of good stuff we could go to Sanctuary Fortress for, but I see no point in that. I think we're better off going Aegon next. Yeah, I think that would honestly be the best play as of this video. We need to go back to Aegon. Aegon. I don't know, that might just be because Aegon's an area I like, you know? There's nothing stopping us from going to Sank, I suppose, so we could go to Sanctuary Fortress. I guess I don't see the points somewhat, because we don't have Dark Visor, so we can't actually really get far at all. Almost anywhere, honestly. You can't reopen the portal. You could go straight to Quad, but you can't really get through that way. Without Dark Visor, Sank's honestly not really a worthwhile play, now that I think about it. Yeah, this is not really any way to get anywhere in Sank without Dark Visor. It's really weird not having it at this point, because I know I've said that like 50 times now, but it really honestly is. I don't know why, because like at this point in the game you shouldn't actually have it, but I guess it depends on what point in the game we kind of consider this to be. Yeah. Okay, so we have 3 locations to check. Do we go straight for Dark World and check it that way, or what do we do? It's a really tough call. Also, don't fall in the cannon, otherwise you lose Cannonball. Don't lose Cannonball. Okay. Morph Ball. Morph Ball didn't protect me. Morph Ball Cannonball's supposed to protect me, man. I guess I didn't morph quick enough, huh? Yep. Okay. Well, there's a cannon. Don't get in the cannons, people. So I think that confirms we're going to labs first, because otherwise we have to go through a cannon. And we can't go through a cannon because we have Cannonball. So, we can also check to make sure we have Cannonball. But, man, there's so many cannons everywhere around here. Okay, let's check and see if Cannonball works on this guy anyway. See how we're not getting hurt? Cannonball is still active. It's a good way to check it, just to try to have an enemy hurt you in Morph Ball mode. And a surprising number of enemies are actually vulnerable to it. So, as I said, Chica's second form, but for some reason not the first form. I really wish first form was also vulnerable, but I'm not sure why everything just isn't. Why can't everybody be vulnerable to Cannonball? Why can't Cannonball be the equivalent in Metroid Prime 2 of like the Alucard shield in Symphony of the Night? You know, would be my kind of preference there. But you know, I didn't make this game, so what do you want from me, right? Okay. 2 ways to get there. Which one's best? 2 ways to get there. Which one's best? Yeah, this way is fine, I think. It was easiest. So I guess that's best. But honestly, the other way might be faster, I'm not sure. Why do I keep walking into the lasers? Not use Cannonball to roll through them. Cannonball. What a unique upgrade. What are you? You don't look like a normal Metroid. Are there small Metroids in this game and I didn't even know it? Probably. It's ridiculous, man. There were small little blue Metroids and I didn't even know it? But I played this game like 1,000,000 times. How could I not know that? Guess I never come back this way, huh? That's probably it. That is probably it. I'm also trying to figure out the audio things for this game, because I know you can now slightly hear the game, at least the louder sounds, but I'd like to have it more professional, because I know professional game commentators, you know, or more professional than me at least, can get the audio settings right. I think I have it pretty good, but listening back a little bit, it's mostly just me talking, you know, which I know is mostly what you guys are coming here for, but I know that some of you might want to hear the game, but I guess the approach I have to that is more like, you know, just go and, you know, play the game yourself, or go and watch my no commentary videos, because for every commentary video, I've got like 5 no commentary videos, which sometimes I do because I listen to audiobooks, and sometimes I do them because I just, I don't know, prefer to be quiet or have a sore throat, or, you know, it's a Thursday or something. I don't know. Okay, I actually like Thursday. It's like Tuesday I used to not like. But now I kind of like Tuesdays, so I don't know. Don't I like all days of the week? I'm not sure. Everybody has a day of the week they hate the most. It used to be Tuesday for me. Okay, let's see. Okay, power bomb expansion. So now we got to go to the portal. Go to the Dark World, and yeah, we're gonna check Feeding Pit from here, and then we're gonna check Junction Site. And we should, I think that's like all of the items in Aegon, almost. There's like one or two more items that are left in Aegon, but it's not much of anything, honestly. It's pretty rare to have anything left in Aegon. So then our bet's gonna have to be on Lower Torvus, I guess. Lower Torvus, freaking god, you know? Yeah. Haven't seen any baby Metroids. Are there baby Metroids around here? There's one. Look at you. You're so cute. And then I didn't even know you were here. I only thought that there were like, you know, Dark Metroids and the Talon Metroids. And they're both really easy to take down. But they're babies? And, you know, Samus isn't even saving them at this point. It's only later she grows sympathy for them. I bet they're all really resentful about that. They're like, yeah, Samus, later you had to go rescue a baby Metroid, but not in this game. I don't know. For a game that's called Metroid Prime 2, this game's really not about Metroids at all. It's about the Ing. The Ing don't possess Metroids, or when they do, they don't make them all powerful or something really cool. So, I don't know. This game is really not a Metroid kind of game. I also have to already get around to pre-ordering the next Metroid game, Metroid Dread, which is clearly out by the time you guys are seeing this video, but as I am making it on 9/27 here, it's not out yet, so there's still a decent bit about what the game could be like. Honestly, my first impressions were not that great, which I have a hard time saying a little bit, but when I first saw Metroid Dread, my impressions were not that great. It's like, okay, why do we go to 2D? You know, I understand that works. I like 2D Metroid games, but, you know, upping the graphics to 2.5 dimension realism is not really something I see the point in doing. Either go 2D or 3D is kind of my opinion about it, but I don't think I care too much about the graphics, but idea of combining Metroid and stealth seems a little flawed. Now, by the time I may later need to eat these words, as it turns out, maybe it's the best game ever or something, but it's really hard to say on that one. So, yeah, I have a tough time really saying or judging that game, as I haven't really seen anything more than the trailer for it. But we'll see if it gets delayed or not. All that kind of fun stuff. There's another few items in Aegon here. As I said, Feeding Pit did happen to have the Morbus key we needed. So if we had Echo Visor, that would also be a decent approach. Okay, this door here, like, hates to be hit, you know? Just, like, hates it, okay? This door is, like, impossible to hit, you know? From my experience. There we go, we got it. Also, these things try to kill and sap away your health quickly, but don't let them, you know? If you have Light Suit, it's not a concern, but if you have any other suit, it's a concern. Okay, Aegon turned out to be trash, apparently. So, oh yeah, Cannonball was active there, and that's why I was invulnerable. I'm like, huh? Why was that? Why was I not getting hurt, you know? I always get hurt in the face on, but no, I got Cannonball. So, I think we can battle a Morbus with Cannonball without soft locking or anything, but in case, I'm going to grab a save here. Yeah, and then we're going to go beat a Morbus and take back the energy, I think. Is probably the right place since I'm already in Aegon, and you need to take back the energy for the plot of the game to some degree, but mostly I'm just doing it because we have to fight a Morbus to get the key, and then once you bring back the energy, you can get the next item. Yeah. But do I fight a Morbus this part or next part? I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like a long part here, you guys. Some days I just feel like, you know, it's time for a longer part, like 9 minutes isn't a long enough video, you know? But sometimes it's also like, I have to make a lot of these to keep posting 4 of them every day. Now, I guess I could cut down on the quantity, focus more on the quality, but I don't know. I think my videos are decent quality here. Don't you guys like them? Don't you like my videos? Don't you? Nah. Okay, so now it's time to fight a Morbus. Well, you can actually leave here, I'm pretty sure, you know? You don't actually have to fight a Morbus right now, but I've never done that, like put in the keys and then leave. Because what's the point, you know? Now we have to fight a Morbus. Okay, but we have Annihilator Beam, so this fight's pretty easy, you know? Watch. You just hit a Morbus over and over again with the Annihilator Beam, like so. And then we switch to the Light Beam here to shoot her in the face. I always feel like a Morbus is a her. I mean, everybody else seems to think all the Metroid Prime 2 bosses are him and stuff like that. But no, I kind of feel like that all of them are basically hers. All of them are female. I don't know why I get that impression, but that's just kind of what I get. I feel like definitely Quadraxis is like a woman, a lady robot, you know? I'm not sure why that is. I just, like, that's just my impression. I could be totally wrong. There might, like, you know, be a Metroid Prime wiki out there that tells you the actual genders of the Metroid bosses, but it's not like that's obvious or anything, so, it's not like it's important even. They might all be non-binary or something, but I don't know. It's it's an interesting question. I always just kind of thought they were her, you know? Like a Morbus, a giant lady worm, you know? I could be wrong about that. There might be something obvious that makes them dudes. Can't believe I'm talking about genders and, like, bosses that are all clearly nothing like, you know... anyway, it's funny. The way my brain works sometimes, huh? Anyway, Annihilator Beam takes care of a Morbus really, really fast. Super Missiles do the same kind of thing. Light Beam can do the same thing. It's, I don't know. Amorphous is not really a very hard boss, particularly with Infinite Annihilator Beam. We should already be at the third phase if I did everything right. Yep, okay. Now make sure to take out these face things quickly, because sometimes they will start their spinning worm attack, and that can take like 45 seconds. And I have had a lot of experience with having to deal with that, so... Morbus is actually a pretty easy boss battle once you know what you're doing. Once you know that Charged Light Beam is kind of the solution to everything in this one. It's a pretty freaking easy boss battle. Come on. The one worms don't really do any long-lasting attacks, so when you're down to one, it's pretty easy to beat. But as we know, Amorphous is hiding a Sky Temple key here, so if you didn't know that, now you know that. Morbus has a Sky Temple key, so we're going to go ahead and grab that, and we're going to return the energy. You don't actually have to do that if you don't want to return the energy. You do if you want to get 100%, but that's because there's an item that's locked by Screw Attack, Echo Visor, and returning the energy. That's Main Plaza is the item there. So if you want that item, you have to return the energy. No choices about it. But if you want to fight a Morbus and get her item and then not return the energy, that's completely fine. You can do a dark crystal jump out of the room without returning the energy, and so that's a pretty decent option. I can explain how it works to you guys if you guys really want to know, but basically the way it works is you will freeze a crystal down there, the one on the far side, and putting putting it into dark, being a nullified crystal or whatever, you can actually jump higher on it. So here's kind of how it is. So like you see the crystal right now, you can kind of jump on it as is, assuming I can land on it. And then you can try to jump out of here, but you can't get quite enough jump height. So what you do is you can nullify this crystal like this, and then the little shield on top of it gives it a little extra jump height so you can actually make it out of there. Just like that, because the platform isn't there. So you have to do that technique to get out of there if you want to get out of there. It's also a nice touch-up once you actually get the energy. The Ing starts swarming after you, which is pretty funny. A little bit, like they just have a few extra Ing enemies that weren't there before start showing up. So I think that's a nice touch. Plus the pirates show up. I think this is the only real attempt the game makes to try to say that the Ing are really not wanting you to steal their energy, is the fact that once you actually steal the energy, then a few more Ing and dark pirates and stuff start showing up, which are, you know, Ing possessing pirates. So kind of gives you the impression the Ing are like, no, don't take our energy. But by the time you get to Sank, none of that kind of stuff happens. So I assume that the developers were not sticking with that, or didn't need to, or didn't want to, or something like that. But I think it's kind of a fun idea. So, that's Annihilator Beam. Always holding on the dead bodies instead of the living. There we go. That's good. Okay. Those are the Dark Pirates. You would normally just take them out with the Light Beam here by shooting the crystals and whatnot, activating them, but since we have the Annihilator Beam, just use Annihilator. Annihilator mostly replaces Light Beam anyway, just in the game. Okay, so where could Dark Visor be, everybody? It's not going to be in Sank, I don't think, because we can't really get anywhere in Sank without Dark Visor, logically speaking. Or can we? We can actually get past one area without it. If we go to Sank Spider side, and we don't go to the Dark World, but instead stay in the Light World, since we have Spider Ball, we can get through there. And we'd have to beat Spider Guardian. Oh, Cannonball. Cannonball. So close to losing it. Man, that was close, everybody. That was so close. I almost forgot. Almost forgot. Almost died. Almost lost my cannonball. It's not death, but still. There's a fate worse than death, the loss of cannonball. There's only 3 of them in the game. Blah, blah, blah. I could always put in more if I started being a butterfingers on my cannonball, you know? Yeah. Well, shriek bats are vulnerable to it. Okay, well, I'll wrap up this part here. Thank you guys for sticking around for the whole 16 minutes here. And I'll see you guys next time with the next video as we return the energy and probably head off to Sank Spider side then, I think, is what I'm going to be thinking about doing. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.